You're watching KSL Sports Live.
Thanks for staying up with us tonight. Great show ahead, including a lot of winning in local college hoops.
Yeah, and the Utah Hockey Club wrapping up a tough road trip with a chance to bring home 2 points from their first trip to Ottawa. All right, let's switch over to the ice just for a little bit. The Utah Hockey Club is in one of the toughest stretches of any NHL team this season. They're 7 games into a 16-game stretch against opponents that have more points than them in the standings. Utah's just 6 points out of the wild card spot. To put that into perspective, the next opponent on that list was today up in Ottawa facing the Senators. First period, Karel Vejmelka was doing his thing between the pipes, saved 9 Ottawa shots, and the game was scoreless heading into that second period. 2 minutes into the period, Liam O'Brien put a few spicy shots on goal, but he was turned away back-to-back, and the game still has no score. But not for long. Ottawa finally gets the best of Veggie. On the Utah power play, Ridley Gregg scores the shorty for the 1-0 lead. Just a minute later, minute 40 later, though, Utah answers with the captain, getting a little help from the Sens. This one bounces into the net. It's his team-leading 18th goal of the season. The game tied 1-1 after 2 periods. 7.5 minutes into the third period. This is where it just seems like Utah starts to run out of gas a bit. Outstanding passing by the Senators. Claude Giroux nets the go-ahead goal for the 2-1 Senators lead. Then Brady Tkachuk scores his 19th of the season to put Ottawa up 3-1. Utah would pull the goalie late, but that didn't help out in the end. Veggie did have a fairly solid night, 24 saves on 27 shots, but Utah just has Keller's goal to show for it on the offensive end of the ice in the 3-1 loss. Even Coach Bear noticed the decline in effort and the fatigue after Ottawa's second goal.
I think we played good until we gave up the second goal. I think we were stingy defensively. It's a team was really good defensively as well, but we create off our forecheck, off our intensity, and we had enough offense. Unfortunately, we made a mistake to score a second goal and then throw us off a little bit. I didn't like the way we respond to that.
I think when you have to defend for a long time in your own zones, something's going to open up, and at least I don't think we stuck to it enough. It's tough when you don't play full 60 minutes. It's tough to win in this league.
Yes, it is. A great game in the NHL Sunday. Rangers hosting the Avalanche. The Avs led in the third period when the Rangers even the score. Artemi Panarin shoots and scores to tie it at 4. This game was tied at 4 late with 15 seconds. Colorado, they take home 2 points from MSG.
You're watching KSL Sports Live.
Yeah, KSL Sports Live continues with some college hoops, Maryland and Indiana. Great final minute between these two. 40 seconds left. Indiana's Anthony Lale gets the loose ball, takes it in for the bucket and one. That gave the Hoosiers a 4-point lead. 10 seconds later, Terrapin's Jacoby Gillespie makes the jumper. It's a 2-point game. Then with less than 10 to play, Maryland with the ball. Rodney Rice for 3. And he hits it to take the lead. The Terrapins get the win, 79-78.
You throw down Alberry, climbs the ladder. Martinez, will he check it here? He will. Shot up, good. Anderson for 3. Yes, gets the roll and it drops. They get the season sweep over the Nevada Wolfpack. Jordy Barnes quickly gives it to Gaudrazzi. Gaudrazzi, the dunk and the foul. Yes, sir. Falslick. Alley-oop, Martinez, two-handed dunk. Beautiful. Jordy Barnes, right screen, hands it to Isaac Johnson, shoots the 3 and buries the 3. Left wing.
They're 18th of the season. They go to 18-2, 8-1 in conference play.
After their first conference loss on January 15th, Utah State Aggies were road-weary and battling some illness. They needed a break.
Yeah, well, they got one a week between games, and you could tell the difference this week in the way they played. Utah State returned to the friendly confines of the Spectrum up in Logan, and the well-rested Aggies went right to work, dismantling the Nevada Wolfpack. Utah State had 27 assists on 33 made field goals in the game, a career-high 11 of those coming from Mason Falsliff. And Ian Martinez made 7 of Utah State's 16 three-pointers to lead the Aggies with 23 points in that win. Then on Saturday, they put a beatdown on the Air Force Falcons in Colorado Springs. For the second straight game, they made 16 three-pointers. Martinez led the way with 16 points in the game, and that's now 23 straight games scoring in double figures for Ian Martinez.
Yeah, man, I feel when I get in that zone, I feel like I shoot it like this, it might go in. So that's all I need to see sometimes is one go in, and they hype me up. They keep fueling that confidence, that I have, and we do that for every guy, Just this time it's so happened to be me getting hot, but we have a ton of players that can go off in every game, as we have seen in the past games. We have Tug hitting game winners. We have other guys making big plays. Mason taking over too. So I know we keep encouraging each other to just go out there and be ourselves.
Utah State's now 18-2 on this season. They'll have a big one on Wednesday night, hosting UNLV, the Runnin' Rebels, the team that the Aggies lost to a week and a half ago. Then the New Mexico Lobos on Saturday, the team that is technically first in the Mountain West right now because they have one more win than the Aggies in the conference standing.
Entering this week, the BYU Cougars were at a low point of the season. They had lost 3 of their last 4 games, including a heartbreaker in overtime against Utah. So how would they respond this week with their NCAA tournament hopes fading? It wasn't looking good in the first half at Colorado Tuesday. The Cougars facing the only winless team in the Big 12, and they found themselves down 10 points on the road. But something clicked in that first half. They rallied from that deficit and never looked back. In fact, they went on a 39-6 run. Yes, 39-6. BYU was 11 of 24 from 3, 45%. Richie Saunders had 25. Trevenell made 4 threes, and BYU got a much-needed win. They brought that momentum home to the Marriott Center. Late Saturday night against the Cincinnati Bearcats, the Cougars led by as much as 28 and cruised to an 80-52 victory to get back to 500 in Big 12 play, and they did it with 3-point shooting. This team hits the threes. They are tough to beat. They were 15 of 24 from 3. 62.5%? Are you kidding me? Richie Saunders was 5 of 7 from 3 and led the Cougars with 21. Cannon Catchings was 3 of 4 from 3 off the bench. Trevenell hit a couple too. But most important was the 3 of 5 from 3 by Yegor Demon. He was 29% from 3 on the season going in, but looks to be finding his shot again. A good sign for the Cougars as they try to build that tourney resume.
I just think winning. I just think, we needed to win. We needed to play well.
It is a little bit of a turning point because we've had to learn how to finish games, and just so many of those details that it takes to win games that we've kind of really had to come together and to fix.
The thing I love the most about this group, honestly, is just the way they approach every day. We rarely have a bad day. So that gives me confidence and lets me know that they're jiving with what we're doing, and they have confidence in what we're doing. They believe in themselves, but it's a lot easier to get that belief when you win.
Here is what lies ahead for the Cougars, starting Tuesday with a home game against Baylor, who are coming off an impressive road win against Utah Saturday. Then some winnable road games sandwiched around a home game against the Arizona Wildcats on February 4th. That's going to be fun. Of the next 5 games, Baylor, those are some tough games there. You can look, but there's also opportunities there for quad 1 wins.
All right, let's not overlook what's happening in Orem so far this season. The Utah Valley Wolverines, they were in 2 tightly contested road games this week. They won both of them. Those wins have now run the Wolverines' win streak to 10 in a row. On Thursday night, the Wolverines were down by 12 at halftime, but started the second half on a 22-9 run. Dominic Nelson had a 4-point play with less than 5 minutes to go to help secure the win. Then Saturday, they held off a Seattle comeback to win by 4. Next up for UVU, Grand Canyon on the road. Next Saturday, they are second place in the WAC right now.
That could determine the conference title. The Utah Grizzlies did something they've never done before. They scored 7 unanswered goals in 1 period. A new franchise record. The previous record of 6 was recorded back in 1995. 8 Grizzlies players had 2 or more points in the game. A 9-3 victory over the Wichita Thunder.
Lately, we play with a lot of pace. We need to have that cohesion, that speed.
Floats it across the trailer. Scores.
That mentality of no hesitation.
And a shot that gets through a tip score.
We're fast.
Cooley shoots, he scores. Logan Cooley.
It looked like a daunting task. 3 games against 2 of the best teams in the West, the Winnipeg Jets and the Minnesota Wild.
Yeah, but Utah came away with 4 points in those 3 games, including a nice 4-0 win in Minnesota. The one constant for the club, of course, it's been the captain, Clayton Keller. He extended his point streak to 7 straight games today with a goal. During that stretch, he has 13 points, 4 goals, 9 assists. He also has a point in 16 of his last 19 games.
Yeah, I don't know. I just, do everything I can to help this team win every single night. Whatever it takes. That's kind of my mindset. And, my dad told me at a young age, play every shift like it's your last. And, that's something that stuck with me and something that, I try to do every single night.
The NBA trade deadline is Thursday, February 6th at 3 p.m. Eastern. Now, it's possible the Utah Jazz could be busy that day. In fact, they already made a trade this past week.
Yeah, it didn't involve any current NBA players, though. The Jazz sent 3 first-round picks, 2025, 2027, and 2029, over to the Phoenix Suns for the Suns' unprotected first-round pick in 2031.
Now, why would the two teams do that? Why would they do that in January? Here's how this deal works and why they did it. The Suns will get the lowest of the Jazz first-round picks in 2025, 2027, and 2029, likely the Cavs picks because they're really good. Why are the teams doing this trade? Well, the Suns need the first-round picks to trade for a big-name player like, say, Jimmy Butler, who's on the trade block. The Jazz roster is loaded with young players, picks in the late 20s. That doesn't help them move forward, so they get the potentially higher pick down the road. The Jazz making the bet that the Suns will stink in the 2030-31 season, and that pick might be the most valuable pick on the market right now.
I like that bet.
All right, the Utah Jazz lost Saturday night to the Memphis Grizzlies, 125-103, their 5th straight loss. The Jazz fell to 10-33 on the season. That's still the 2nd worst record in the NBA. There was an interesting lineup change against the Grizzlies. Isaiah Collier got the start at point guard. Keontae George came off the bench. Collier had 8 points, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds in 33 minutes. Keontae, 8 points, 7 assists in the same 33 minutes. He was 3 of 15 shooting and 0 of 8 from 3.
Well, Walker Kessler's name has been the subject of a number of trade rumors with the teams like the Lakers and Mavericks needing help up in their front court. Despite all of the noise, though, Kessler has continued to shine and develop, averaging a double-double against 2 of the West's best teams, Memphis and Oklahoma City. He's been a steady constant for this young team.
I say to Walker pretty frequently, anybody can do it once. And the best guys are the ones that are going to show up night after night, whether things are going their way or not, whether they feel good or not, and you find a way to crank yourself up and go compete and deliver in the game. So I'm really proud of his development, like as a young man and as a competitor. Like he's grown a lot over the last 2.5 years, and he's doing a really, really good job for us.
All right, we have to take another break. The Archive is next.
Yeah, we also have the best from an exciting BYU-Utah rivalry matchup in women's hoops this weekend. Plus, we're going to show you how Real Salt Lake star Diego Luna ended up looking like this. How did that happen, and what did he do in response to that?
She gets going with 5.
The hesitation straight to the rim. Wow.
And Southern Utah, a stunner.
Yeah, a thriller there. Southern Utah was 0-8 on the road this season until that buzzer beater by Delaney Baena. That was the game winner for the Southern Utah women against Cal Baptist. She had a game-high 20 points in SUU's 4th win of the season.
BYU and Utah women's basketball programs accomplished a lot in different conferences over the past 13 seasons. Utah reached a Sweet 16 as a member of the Pac-12. BYU did too as a member of the WCC.
Yeah, but it's great once again to see these two teams reunited in conference play in the Big 12. We can see games like they're meeting Saturday twice a year now.
Yeah, it was a good week for the Utes, especially Gianna Neepkins on Wednesday. She led the Utes to a 79-61 win over the Kansas Jayhawks. She racked up 30 points, 10 rebounds, and 8 assists. Just 2 assists shy of a 30-10 triple-double. She made 6 threes. Then on Saturday, she stayed hot on the road at the Marriott Center. She scored 32 points, a career high, on 8 of 16 shooting. She went 6 of 7 from 3. Leading the Utes to an 81-76 rivalry win. They needed all of her points. Utah now just 2 back of TCU for the conference lead.
Gianna Neepkins is a special player. You know who else will be? BYU freshman Delaney Gibb. She kept the Cougars close all game against the Utes. 21 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. She even had a stretch of scoring 6 straight points for BYU in the 3rd quarter. And then she nearly brought the Cougars all the way back late in the game. She had a pair of clutch 3-pointers, and Gibb is averaging almost 18 points per game in conference play so far this season.
More women's hoops. Florida State visiting number 13 North Carolina. Less than 15 seconds in the game. FSU Sydney Bowles makes the three. The Seminoles are up 2 with 7 seconds left. North Carolina's turn now. Rania Kelly hits the jumper. We're tied with 84 with 4 seconds remaining. But then Tanaya Latson fakes 2 defenders, drives for a buzzer-beating layup. We got a buzzer beater! March Madness in January. Florida State upsets UNC 86-84.
Lately, we play with a lot of pace. We need to have that cohesion, that speed.
Floats it across the trailer.
That mentality of no hesitation.
And a shot that gets through a tip score.
We're fast.
Cooley shoots, he scores! Logan Cooley!
The Utah Hockey Club picked up 2 of their best wins of the season this week. At home against the Winnipeg Jets on Monday and on the road against the Minnesota Wild on Thursday.
Yeah, with big wins comes big moments, and a few stood out for us in those 2 games. Of course, we'll begin with that smooth play of Logan.
Amazing. This wasn't as impressive as Logan Cooley's.
How about Kirill Vejmelka? He's kind of reignited his career in Utah this past season. At least he's having the best season of his career. 11 wins so far this season and a career-high save percentage, 91.3. Veggie's performance against the Wild on Thursday was outstanding. He saved all 26 shots that he faced in the game for Utah's second shutout of the season, his first in the Utah sweater, and the 6th of his career.
I like our mindset defensively, but we had key save at key moment. You know, if you look, the other side they pushed and they had great opportunity as well, and Veggie made key save at key moment, which is relax everybody. You know, you give one of those, now it's not the same. You're a little bit nervous. He looks in control all night long.
Well, after Utah Hockey Club's win on Thursday night in Minnesota, the captain, Clayton Keller, told ESPN that the Utah fans have been second to none, packing Delta Center for every game, even through some of those ugly stretches.
And he had the fans' full support on Monday in Utah's win over Winnipeg. He took a deflected puck to the eye.
It's a hockey player, eh?
And he shoots. And that one up high caught Keller.
They're just coming back without hesitation, without the doubt in his head. That was great.
And for him to bounce back like that was huge for us and our momentum. And obviously, you heard the.
I think anyone else on this team would have came back as well. So it's great to hear that from the crowd. It's nice to get some wins here at home before we go on the road.
Now, if you thought Clayton Keller's eye looked pretty gnarly, check out Diego Luna. The RSL star was called up and started for the U.S. men's national team on Wednesday night against Costa Rica. In the 17th minute, he was elbowed in the face, and this is the outcome: a bloodied up, cut up, broken nose. He came off the field for a couple of minutes to get the nose attended to, but he told the coach he wanted to get right back in, and almost immediately after returning, he leads a breakdown field and assists on the U.S. opening goal in a 3-0 win over Costa Rica. Luna, the guy's already a USMNT legend. Keep him on the team.
He's certainly earned that. More NHL hockey on Sunday. The Golden Knights hosting the defending champs, the Florida Panthers. Already up 1-0. Vegas gets another goal. Tanner Pearson is set up beautifully by Nicholas Waugh. 2-0 for the home team. 2-1 Vegas in the third period. Look at Jack Eichel. Puts the Golden Knights up 2 again. A 4-1 victory for the team down south.
Actually, I don't care that much yet.
We do. Right. We hate.
Tonight in Chicago, the Minnesota Wild facing the Blackhawks. Wild on a break. Jared Spurgeon scores. It's 1-0 Wild. Later in the period, Frederic Gaudreau with the shot from the tough angle. He scores for the 2-0 lead. Wild now on the power play. Joel Eriksson in front of the net redirects the puck for the goal. It's 3-0. The Wild would go on to get the win there, 4-2.
The Calgary Flames had won 3 straight until they ran into the Winnipeg Jets Sunday. This is why the Jets are the best in the West. Kyle Connor splits the defenders and scores. Up 2-1, more great hockey. The pass from Dylan Sandberg sets up Gabriel Velarde for the goal. He had 2 of them. Jets now 25-3 at home this season. It's not easy to win at the Peg. The Flames loss is good for Utah, by the way, trying to catch them in the standings.
All right, to the PGA and the Farmers Insurance Open 5th hole here. Andre Novak finding the bottom of the cup The long and winding putt, though, for birdie. Right there, drops into 9 under. It was a 54-footer in the distance, but he played it much longer than that, some extra 20 feet. 6th hole, Harris English poured in his birdie putt. Then on the 11th, Novak sinks his putt for par from the fringe to stick it at -7. Then on the 15th, Novak pushes it just past the hole for par. He would end up bogeying to drop to 6 under, so that opens the door for English. And he capitalizes on the 18th. Nearly holes out his birdie putt, but would settle for par. Harris English still wins the Farmers Insurance Open.
Imagine being a college student and winning $10,000. It's reality for this BYU student. We'll show you how she won the money and why next.
All right, we're going to leave you tonight with some of the best video of the week. How about this? Last night at Marriott Center during a timeout in the BYU-Cincy game. Oh, that fan from half court just won $10,000.
That's not the first shot she's ever taken and make.
I don't think so. She looks
me.
like she's a basketball
She can hoop.
Cheated way in.
Jokic going to throw it up from.
Nikola Jokic, a 2-time MVP, makes everything basketball look easy, including this. A crazy shot on a crazy night. 35 points, 22 rebounds, 17 assists. The only other player in NBA history with that stat line, the late, great Wilt Chamberlain.
Saturday night in the G League, former Utah State Aggie guard Darius Brown had a pretty nice resume builder with the Cleveland Charge of the G League. He made 11 of 14 shots. That's 79% shooting. 33 points in 41 minutes played. It was a 122-110 win. Brown was lights out from three-point range as well. It made 8 of 10. And then he added 7 assists and 2 steals in the win. Hey, Cavs, need another guard?
Looks like
go.
It's time for a call-up.
Let's go.
Get Darius to the league. That's awesome.